Right, and you come back to us talking about CS gas, but we'll move on quite probably. Okay, guys, so you are actually on the right, the right direction. You have found some of the some silver, which is rather exciting because you must be getting close. But at this level, you currently have 2 or maybe 3 different areas to explore.
Brilliant. So we backtrack.
Yeah.
Are we drawing a map as we go? Okay, there's some silver here, silver here. Well, kind of
does anybody have cartography skills?
Probably not.
No.
That would be a big prerequisite to actually making maps.
Words.
Damn, there's no maps in D&D because there's no cartography skill.
Oh, do you remember that? I move 10 foot and the next 10 foot it turns west. I remember doing that so much.
Who's the designated mapper?
Yeah, the mapper. Okay, so Bazooka, you're leading the way there as you go back into the intersection. And remember that this, sorry, I'm on the wrong scale. This part here, this is actually like a buffer. So you can actually, if needed, you could take cover behind that. That would be quite good for your cover. So just to remind you, this direction you know nothing about. This direction you know nothing about. Rurik did sense that these fungi were magical. He felt druid magic radiating from them.
When Ashenek gets a chance, he's gonna wander over that way and have a look around at the druidic magic.
Okay, which way are we going, guys?
I'm going the rule of the right. I think that way Big Beastie goes further in, so we explore I point down to where the mushrooms are because I don't know my left and my right. Down that way, where those mushrooms seem to be.
There's magic down there. We'll go this way.
Yeah.
Bazooka, I think we need to investigate where the magic is coming from.
So yeah, Ashenek's gonna wander off, find the mushrooms.
I think the best thing to do is send the magicians forward.
Julius nods at that because he's still got slightly singed hair. Do you know, Julius? I'm so amazed that you haven't turned around and slapped the dwarf or something.
Stop it!
I really am amazed that he set fire to you virtually. Well, he did so much damage. He's just like, okay,
twice.
Fair enough.
The only person that can hit me is my own team.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think I'm standing in the front? So yeah, Ashenek's going to wander over and sort of like have a look at the mushrooms. There's a mushroom there, so he's just going to stand there and examine it.
Before he goes, can I call my scavenger and put it on Ashenek because I don't want to go in fungi anymore?
Yeah, by all means. The brown mushroom. Hang on, I'm on the wrong line. The brown mushroom looks absolutely normal. It's quite hefty though. When I say these are fungus and mushrooms, I'm not talking something this big. I'm talking something like this big. It's almost like got a tree-like base to it, and then
the size of really.
Yeah, I mean, we could stick the rock gnome on top of it. The actual green ones are actually luminescent, so they actually have this green glow, which is actually sort of like emanating right the way up. So that corridor is quite eerie looking down it, and you can see that it's quite. You can see the steps that go off, and it's almost like got that green glow. Going down that corridor, and you can see, just from anybody who's got their dark vision, you can see that it actually goes a certain distance, yeah, and then you can see it turns. There's quite a turn, sort of like roundabout here. It actually turns. So can you see, anybody who can see this mushroom here? It actually turns there.
Okay, I can see up to that mushroom and a little bit of the green one next to it, but that's it.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, Ashenex was like, we'll get quite like an interested face, and sort of like be slowly sort of like plodding around, sort of like examining, not touching anything, but just examining mushrooms as closely as he can. If he doesn't recognize the mushroom,
Yeah,
if
I
he
mean,
recognizes the mushroom, he's going to start touching it. But he's looking for any signs of druidic magic in the area, essentially.
yeah.
Because
Well,
he's a
sorry, Bazooka.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a fun guy.
So you notice that these mushrooms and fungus, they don't appear to be ones that if anybody's got a nature roll, one person can make a nature roll with advantage. So sort out who's actually got the best one, and then that person roll it with advantage, and that will take in everybody else's roll at the same time.
I have a 4.
I have a 4 as well.
So
-1.
So probably a Shenik can do it because he's closer at our vol. So he's got a code, so he can roll it and have advantage on it. Okay, so it's really strange. You haven't seen, and this applies to anybody with a nature roll. None of you have actually seen these type of fungus before, and I think Julius, Bazooka, and Tenariel. Can you remember when you went underground? And you saw
Many times.
And you saw like underneath the it was the it was the one with the two-headed dogs came around at one point, and there was some fungus there. This isn't the same as that. It's completely and utterly different. You've never seen anything like this. And even Bazooka and Rurik, you have never seen anything growing like this underground. Anybody who has nature's proficiency, you probably think that these are growing so well because of the warm, humid atmosphere that I mentioned before. And it's probably a very good condition. And you do notice as it goes down the corridor, the growth becomes more and more prolific, as if the environment is getting more and more positive as you go down.
Ooh.
Okay. You hear sort of like lots of hms and ha's, and that's very interesting from Ashenek as he's plodding around, sort of like glancing at most of the mushrooms.
Yeah, so you probably can't pass over a mushroom.
Oh, okay.
You know, so you would have to sort of like brush through them. So can you see where you came through that gap? You sort of like brushed through the mushrooms there. Yeah.
Can I use my quarterstaff as like to push it out of the way?
Yeah, you can bash them or move them by all means. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what he does. You see him sort of like using his quarterstaff to push, like carefully push the mushrooms as past whilst he walks past.
Whereas you just use my long sword and just swipe at them, not knowing that nature and what dangers there might be within nature is like get out of my way. As I move through. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
sorry.
Can I see through my familiar? So I'm going blind, but I will see you from the ship.
Hang on, shall we get him on? Because we've actually got him somewhere, haven't we?
Yeah.
Who is it?
He's familiar.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
Gary. Is it named Gary?
Do you? So hang on. Let me just put it on.
okay.
Can you see it now?
Ah, Roger. Yes.
So you can actually move that. Okay. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Is that on? Whereabouts is that, Warwick?
I put it on Ashenek because I didn't want to go.
Like on Ashenek's shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashenek's a little bit like cautious about it because obviously it's an animal, but it's a magic animal, and he doesn't really know much about this. But he remembers Rurik from when we travelled in the past. So he's kind of, that's why he's allowed the tits to be on him.
Yeah.
Because he knows it's from Rurik. So, but he's still sort of like wary of it.
So you can see through your familiar's eyes as it moves up here. Yeah.
If someone sees me, Rurik got white eyes.
Yeah. Okay. So Tenariel, you could sort of like see Rurik's, his eyes have glazed over, as if he's sort of like looking somewhere else and no longer in this sort of like using his normal senses.
I'm keeping an eye on this tunnel where I am.
Sorry, this
what I'm
ping.
focusing on.
This got you. Bazooka, what are you doing?
Sorry, can Rurik still move around, or is he just like frozen where
He's just sort of like
frozen.
stood very still.
I can move around, but I'll be
Where
blind.
is he?
If he moved around, he'll probably fall over something. You could probably draw something on him if you have a pen. You know,
Yeah,
lips a cow.
where is it?
a Sharpie, you know.
I can't see it.
Put spectacles on him. And
Yeah,
Oh, okay, he's down here.
yeah.
So
He's
I'm gonna,
really a gnome.
yeah. I'm gonna realize that he's not all there. Oh, sorry. Bazooka's gonna realize that he's not all there, and he's gonna stand guard for him while he's like
Cool.
in the cool place wherever.
Okay, so Ashenik and Julius, you can see before you there seems to be can you see that little set of stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's real. It looks like it's been carved in, very similar to the ones that you saw in the previous tunnel that had the ramp on it.
I turned to Shenik and just go, maybe I should go first. So I know you're quite excited about all of this, but to protect you, just in case, if you understand.
of course I do. Of course. After you, good sir.
Yeah. And I take the lead. Still swiping at mushrooms. It's like,
Yeah.
on the way.
Every time Julius swipes the mushrooms and Ashenek sees the mushrooms also like be decapitated and like strewn to the side, you see a slight wince. It's like
Yeah, cool.
not a twitch, just a wince.
Yeah, excellent. That's no problem, Cryptex. Yeah. Okay, so do you want to, if you want to move you two until I tell you that something stops. Rurik, I'll assume that your familiar's on his back, and then you could just stop. Ashenik, just move yourself up, so you're behind Julius. Yeah, if you just press Alt, you'll just be able to drop it down. Alt and click, you'll be able to drop it down a bit. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Okay, right. Hang on, because I just need to do some rolls.
Uh-oh.
Okay, and then I need to do these rolls.
And all of these rolls.
Okay,
All of them.
so as you push your way through, swiping at things and moving things together, you actually find that you're actually being cut by some of these fungus as you go back, and most of it is being stopped by your armor. But Julius, you do find that some of it actually slices through it, and you actually take 8 points of necrotic damage to your skin. Okay, so
quite a little prick.
It's sort of like you just like feel it, and you sort of like you looking down, you can see that the wound is quite
like
deep.
the tissue's dying.
Yeah, and it's rather than being red round it and inflamed, you can see that it's almost being black, and you can see those you know when those tendrils coming out from the wound, spreading outwards. As you get to this point, two things happen. Right in front of you, Julius, you can see this really big fungus. Okay, really big one. It seems to have been growing from the ceiling down, as if it's sort of like inverted. And you can see underneath it, so it hasn't quite touched the ground yet, but you can see through it, right sort of like down at the back of here, sort of like underneath. Can you see these red ones, these green ones down here? Julius, can you see those?
Which one's down? I didn't see a ping.
Oh, sorry, my fault.
Yeah.
Those,
Okay,
yeah. You can see down there that there appears to, you remember I spoke earlier about barrels containing like pickaxes and things like that. You can actually see the edges of these barrels, that you can see shafts of tools coming out of it. But it appears that the fungus is growing from it. And you can also see a chest in there as well. The chest doesn't have any fungus growing on it, and it seems to be a wooden chest, but it seems to be very heavily banded with metal over it, and you can see that it's got a lock on it, and that's sort of like right over. So imagine that the barrels are sort of like here and here, and then the chest is right down at this point. Can you? Oh, sorry, you can't. Hang on, you can't see that. So they're sort of like the barrels are here and here, and then the chest is right over at this point. It's when you get to this point, and Aravol and Ashenik and Julius, you can now smell this sweet honeysuckle smell. That as Ashenik and Julius has been bashing and moving these fungus around, it seems to, as they've been disturbed, this honeysuckle smell has sort of like spread, and it's sort of like permeated the air. And Tenariel and Bazooka and Rurik, you can't see it, you can't smell it, although Rurik, you can actually smell it through your familiar.
While everything is happening, I'm talking and describing everything I see.
Yeah, cool. So everybody else can find out that.
I don't like I don't like this. There's too much sort of like sweet. This sweet smell is could be a sign of poisonings or something like that. I think we should back away slowly. Try not to disturb any more of the fungus. And
we experienced the same scent in the upper level, and none of us were affected by it.
Yeah,
there may be a connection to the corpses we found and the. Did I see the wound that Julius sustained? Was I able to see it at all?
Yeah, I mean, you can see it's just on his leg. So it's literally sort of like sliced through. It's almost like got through the gap behind his plated greave. And it sort of like got in there and sort of like sliced through. And you can see that it's literally just... It looks like it's almost as if it's been scraped. You know those scrapes that you get sometimes when you go across a nail? or something like that. It looks very much like that.
Okay.
But can I see the blackened skin at all?
Probably not from that distance, because
Okay.
he's actually
I
around the
wouldn't make that
corner and
connection.
a Shenix in it. But you probably notice him go, like that.
Yeah. Ashenik will, seeing this and seeing he can see it's black, I assume, because he's right behind Julius. He says, "I'll have a look at that for you when we're out of the mushrooms." But on the way, sort of like out, Ashenik will also stoop and collect some of the samples of the different mushrooms that he can see, sort of like to examine at a later date, and he'll put them in his herbalism kit, and sort of like carefully trying not to disturb them too much more, turn around and meet up with everyone else, and then wait for Julius, where he will have a look and examine the wound that is on his leg.
So, are you just leaving everything else that's in there?
I explain to them as like obviously the Gary or whatever the gecko's name is, the familiar, as that Clout can see everything.
Yeah.
I kind of like just fortify it as like there are barrels there, there's a chest there, there's a big
fungus grown. Yeah, it's sort of like an inverted mushroom, as if it's grown from the ceiling and just sort of like grown down.
Oh, what a ceiling!
Aravel's going to call out to Tenariel and suggest that she take a look at his wound.
As they're looking
eating lunch.
As they're looking at it, it's like maybe a little bit of fire down the mushroom place down there might clear a little bit out.
Sure.
Just wait till I get behind you.
But do you remember at the manor when we found the carpet?
Yeah. And he kept on touching it, Big Bazooka.
I touched it once. He touched it like 5 times.
Yeah, like, ooh.
So yeah, Ashenek will sort of like have a look at the cut that's on Julius's leg, as long as Julius permits him, and then also invite Tanrael over as well to have a look if she wishes to.
Did I miss something, Aravel?
No. Well, yeah.
Just saw a perception roll come up, and I thought.
Yes. Let me try actually whispering you though.
Okay.
What happened?
Okay, got you.
The purple mushrooms seem to have a bite on them.
Ah.
So watch out.
Well,
Just the purple ones?
Tenariel and Bazooka, you can actually, as the 3 members come back and the gecko Rurik, you can smell that they've actually got this sweet honeysuckle smell on them. It's as if the spores of the mushrooms have come out, and as the spores come out, that's been the sweet smell. It's almost like attached to them, attached to the party that was down there. So you can almost like smell it a lot more intensely now. It's not a dreadful smell. In fact, it's quite a pleasant smell.
I'll comment on the smell.
Say again, sorry, Tenariel.
Sorry, I'll just mention honeysuckle again.
Yeah.
I will send my family to his pocket dimension.
Okay, yeah, cool.
You wish me to heal this, Julius?
I would like to cast detect magic.
Union rates are 20 gold plus 5 gold per hit point.
And you, says that he's like, why did you do it myself? I've got lay on hands and cure wounds.
Bloody do it yourself then. See what I care.
Union race.
Bloody paladins think you're a fighter, think you're a cleric.
Do I sense magic on Jolie's?
I shall.
You don't, apart from any magical items that they have got on them, but what you do sense is magic down that corridor.
There you go.
You know, from where you can see, you can see your circle now. So yeah, it's definitely magical. There's probably magical growth. The fungus growth is probably magical rather than natural, and hence the druidic nature of it.
Can you give me space next to the mushrooms?
After he Tamiel cures me, I was like, yeah, certainly. So we like move back.
Yeah, so Tenariel reaches down and sort of like you feel the warmthness of her touch, and she almost like draws the poison out, a bit like sucking the poison out of you know, a snake bite, and you notice that it slowly, the black lines come towards, and it's almost as if it comes out almost like black pus out of the wound, and then it slowly knits itself together afterwards.
I take out chalk and I start drawing a circle and putting candles.
And number one, how big do you want this circle? And number two, where do you want it? Because you're very limited at floor space, exactly where you are at the moment, because of the fungus.
I just want it next to me.
So what, do you just want it on a, is it just like a 5 foot?
Yeah. Do I need to move? Or does Bazooka need to move? Sorry.
Do you want it like that, a 5 foot diameter from you, or do you want it just around your feet?
Just around me. Okay,
so you're going to have to move yourself to a square that has nothing else on it. So at the present moment in time, can you see that top fungus comes into your square? So you could probably...
Can I go there?
Yeah, you can sort of like set it up there. They're sort of like when you get there, there's fungus in this square and fungus in this square.
I asked someone to give me a piece of the fungi.
Ashnek will take one out of his. We'll go over to roughly where Rurik is. Where is he? There he is. And take one of the samples that he collected from his herbalism kit, and give them to Rurik.
Okay,
and go,
cool.
Here you are. It's the purple one that bit.
Afterward, I crush a pearl and I drink it with wine, and it's my ritual to identify magic.
Yeah, just put the spell in the spell thing, so I can see how long it'll take you to do it.
It's so good it tastes like mushroom.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Tenariel will go back to eating her bag of nuts and berries.
Yeah.
Sitting on the buffer.
You choose one object that you must test throughout the thing. So that's mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was being created by spell created it. If it casts it, yeah. Okay, so you set up the ritual, and your pearl of 100 gold pieces disappears, and sort of like, and the owl feather disappears, and you gain nothing from the piece of mushroom that Ashenik gave you at all.
Don't.
Nothing at all. It just seems to be a normal piece of mushroom. Ashenik, can you make a perception roll, please? Okay, that's cool.
How much did that pearl cost you?
There was, I think, there was a clue in the name.
100 gold pieces.
The pearl worth 100 gold pieces disappears.
Is there any way Ashenek could detect the way any druidic magic? Because obviously he knows a little bit about druidic magic. Is there anything that he can do to look at it or sense magic?
If you, yeah, it's like you say, if you can sense magic, I use detect magic in some form, then you might be able to, if you have that spell up and ready to cast.
No, I don't know that spell. That's right.
Being a druid yourself, you might be able to identify a druid spell.
Unless it's too high level.
Probably.
Okay, anything else you would like to do with this fungi?
Rurik says that he can't identify it, so it's probably the best guess to say it's the bad druids that did this.
Okay, so it could be the evil druids, yeah.
Doom druids.
Ashenek will nod at that and go, "Yes, I've heard about these. I've been searching for them." And then he says, "I think this might be a place I need to come and have a look at later. I think we should to move on. It's obviously nothing else is happening there for the moment."
I don't remind Bazooka that there's a chest down there.
He knows that there's a chest down there.
I'm pretty sure he forgot.
I just go to a long. Ashenek is. It might have any information to what happened in the mine. Eventually, we will have to come back if we do leave now. To wherever we go.
It's on our way out, and I've heard that you need silver rather desperately. So perhaps we should prioritize the silver, and then I can have a look at this on my way out in closer detail. If everyone else is happy with that.
If this is an enemy, I'd rather not have it behind us. Yeah, but if you think it's safe, then...
Hey, Tin Man, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't this other passage turn back towards where those chests were, around the other side of the mushrooms?
No, it's
which one?
the mushroom.
Right here, you were saying that it turns left.
Yeah, I think anybody... I think you can actually see that far, yeah? Oh, so I think some people can. It does. There's something going on there, but I as far as I can tell at the moment, Rurik can see it. It seems to go off in both directions and carry on as if it's almost like a T junction, like a crossroad. So yeah, it could actually come back round. You're right, and go back in. Although when Julius was up there, he saw no exit. He just saw like a wall of fungus, the big fungi coming down from the top, but those barrels of like mining equipment with fungus growing out of them, and then this little chest. And when I say chest, it's not like a huge chest. It's about this by that,
about the size of a mimic.
Yeah, you think it'll probably be this. I'm talking to you, Julius. Sorry. It's probably the size of. I tell you, those potion bottles chests that you found in when you opened them, it was full of potion bottles.
Like a
probably
shoebox.
Yeah, but I think the important thing was what I was trying to get across to you was how it was made. And that it had no fungus growing out of it. So from the outside, it was mostly metallic rather than mostly wooden. There was wood on it, but it was strongly braced by metal. Just somebody, I don't know, I don't care who it is. Just roll an intelligent roll. You can have advantage.
Not me.
If one person does it, and I'll give you advantage on it. Yeah, you think it looks very familiar to a stronghold box that you would
big enough to put a gnome in.
No, but more something to keep. Say, you know, when somebody comes around to take the taxes, and they have a chest, a small chest, a small coffer, and the money goes in there, and then they, you know, Robin Hood style, they take it off, something like that. And there was a lock on the outside. It wasn't padlocked. There was just a lock.
And so I started walking up to the top left, like started walking, and then I kind of stopped. It's like, there was no fungus on that chest. If it's wood, you would have thought fungus.
There would be fungus, which
Yeah.
would suggest it's newly placed.
Or it's resistant.
Oh, yeah.
Or the properties of the magical fungus doesn't allow it to grow in a normal manner.
This might be a stretch, but when I was living with dwarf, there was history talks about magic chests that are alive.
In everybody's stories, I mean, you've encountered a rug that was alive. You know, there's so many people, but I think it's a case like anything. You know, people tell stories of chests that come to life, and yet, you know, only one in about 1,000 people actually encounter a chest that comes to life. But you know, everybody's really wary of them for some unknown reason. And yet, you know, it's interesting because, you know, if it was up on the top, nobody would touch it. Everybody would touch it and not think, but because it's underground, it's suddenly...
Bazooka's becoming and walked on up.
So, right, okay, then you need to stop a little bit further down for me.
Okay.
And you'll
Ashnek.
see why. Hang on, no, I need to do this first. So I just need to see where your light is, Bazooka.
I can see to the end of the...
Oh, by the way, the detect magic is wear off.
Okay, yeah. So, Bazooka, all of a sudden, can you see up here the corridor turns?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you suddenly hear, coming from that direction, an almost, how can I describe it? A snuffling sound. And the best way to describe it is that you know when you see a dog, and it's sort of like going along the ground and it's sniffing the ground. It sounds like that. However, it's not a dog that you actually see coming round the out. It seems to be, imagine some kind of, you know, like a woodlouse. It looks like almost like like an armadillo. It looks like a giant armadillo that has antennae coming out the front and a gaping gore of a mouth. They stand roughly the same height as you, and you notice that all of a sudden it just comes round here, sniffing, and it seems to have its head down, and it's sniffing, it's going like this, and its antennae going like this, and all of a sudden, as you come to that range, it's all of a sudden it looks like it looks up directly at you. Okay, guys, can we have some initiatives, please?
I wave at it. Oh, how cute.
And the man's gonna enjoy this creature.
What is over my initiative?
Damn.
Yeah.
The one person who doesn't need a good initiative gets the best roll.
The bless is no longer on.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll
Bazooka and thingy.
adjust that in a second.
Only lasts for a minute.
The aid's still on, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That's it. 8 hours.
8-hour relief.
8 hours. Fix Sinex nasal spray. 8
Right.
hours.
So the bless is no longer on. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Wow.
Sniffling woodlouse.
Okay, and I'm just going to take off your detect magic, just so it releases the playing area for a while. Cool. Okay then. So that's where we're at, and it's my turn to go first. So the first thing that happens at quite a terrific speed, this sort of like sniffing woodlouse sort of like sees you, but it actually probably smells you, Bazooka. I don't know what you were doing last night, but it definitely smells you. And with an almighty burst of speed, you've never seen anything like this move so quickly. It almost like, it's a bit like scurries really fast, you know, as if it's almost like excited about something, and it comes scurrying straight up to you, and sort of like it comes straight towards you to attack.
It sniffs you in its attack, isn't it?
Right, so well, the first thing it does is that it's going to try to bite you. So
Okay.
this is the bite that's coming to yours here. So it gets towards you and it tries to snap at you with its maw, with its mouth, but it misses. It misses you altogether. Okay, Tenariel, you are up.
Well, I don't really think I'm going to be aware of it.
No, you. That is
There's
good
too many
role playing.
people
Yeah,
in-
there's far too many people in the
doing
way
this.
at the moment. Yeah.
So I'll continue just eating my bag of nuts until
Yeah.
I hear a sound of combat.
Okay, Ereval, you're up.
Will the same apply to me, or would I be able to see past Julius?
Well, make a perception roll.
Good point.
And if you do, we're not classing this as your action. We're just classing it as a perception. Yeah, you notice it. Is it in your light?
Oh yeah, it was in the light as soon as it came around the
Yeah.
corner.
So yeah, you, because of your keen wood elven ears, you actually hear it scampering down the track. You notice that it's come Bazooka as well. It's come straight down the track. That's where it's gone. It's straight down the track and it's come down. So you actually see it. You cannot get an arrow off at it from where you are.
Right, but I can move past Julius,
Yes, you can if you wish.
which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to slide past him in a not so gentle way and say, "Heads up, Tin Man. Step up.
Cool.
Take a shot at it."
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that 8 points of damage. Brilliant. Excellent. Okay, Ashenik, you are up.
All right. Seeing this creature sort of like scuttling rather fast at Bazooka and feeling sort of like the old bonds of fellowship and friendship sort of like starting to revive themselves, he's going to advance up to about here. I want to be standing slightly closer to the wall. How do I do that again? Hot. And he's going to extend his hand and use poison spray, and I'll just link it
Yeah,
in
cool.
the chat for you. And it's a cantrip.
You extend your hand towards the creature. You can see within range and project a puff of noxious gas from the palm. The creature must make... What, does it appear on the... within range?
Yeah.
So it
Do
just...
I have to do?
Am I in range?
No, you're not.
No, too far.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Another 5 feet. Move into the next square up.
Okay, is it? I thought it was in range, but okay. So yeah, I'll move there then.
It says puff, which suggests to me that you can direct it almost as like a gunshot.
Yeah, it was.
pass over.
It was exactly that word that I was querying because it says project,
Yeah.
and it almost like sounds as if you were going rather than.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, I didn't know whether or not it came from your hand and went to the person, a bit like an arrow shot, or whether or not it just appeared.
Like the 15-foot cone thing.
Whether
I'm.
Yeah, but anyway,
I'm happy for
mage
whatever you want to
manifests.
rule on that, Inwills. You decide, and that's how we'll play it. That's fine.
yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, you can probably fire it over Bazooka's head, but I mean, so what is it that I get?
You must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And if you fail it, you take 1d12.
1d12.
What's your DC for the saving throw?
Yeah, that's what I need.
Doesn't say.
Longshanks, that would be based on your character.
Yeah.
The DC for the saving
It's
throw.
10 plus your stats. I think for wisdom
11.
modifier.
11.
Spell save DC is 11.
It's a cantrip. It's not going to be very
Oh, right,
high.
got you. I'll probably fail it in any case. Yeah, so roll your damage for it.
There you go. Oh, okay.
Oh, hang on.
Big pun.
It's a to hit roll.
It says.
It requires it to
So
hit
I've
roll.
probably put it in the wrong place. That's my bad.
Yeah, you did. It's just a regular attack. But yeah, it just says
Yeah.
1d12 point damage.
Okay. So, but it actually needs a to hit roll because it's actually rolling from the poison spray. So it actually must need a to hit roll. Because can you see?
Well,
It's
he's
No,
saying
I
he put it in his weapons area,
Yeah.
so it treated it
Oh,
like
right,
an
got
attack,
ya.
but that's not part of the
It's my
spell.
bad.
So maybe just roll a manual 1d12.
Yeah, that's what you need to do. Just
Okay.
roll a
that's fine.
1d12. Yeah. I can check it with it later.
There you go.
I don't think you get your charisma added onto it anyway.
No, 10 points. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay then, Julius, you are up.
I squeeze past Ervil. So heads up, Leafy.
Leafy now.
Yeah.
And
If you want to fight
also-
it, you're going to have to come to here. That's it. Yeah.
and I do exactly that.
Cool.
And swing, bada 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 bada. 19.
Yeah.
Finally.
19 hits it.
Sweet. Oh yes, top damage 9.
Excellent. Thank you. And yeah, and that actually kills this this woodlouse thing, and it sort of like just sort of like collapses on the floor over to one side. Okay, Rurik, you're up.
That's another kill.
I would like to go see.
I just want to point out you guys wouldn't have any kills if I hadn't been softening them up for you. Every single
Are
one
you
of
just
them
moving there,
I-
Rurik?
Do I
You
need
always
to
need
get
support.
there?
What do you want to do?
Every tank
I want
needs
to
a-
roll history.
Yeah, roll your history. Yeah. Yeah, you think you've never seen anything like this before. It looks like a sniffing woodlouse, as described. Bazooka, what would you like to do?
Finally.
Yeah. Shut up. I would like to take a swing at Julius. No. In that thing come charging at him, he's like, whoa, that's moving so quick. That's like unreal. And he, like almost stumbled backwards. So he's probably like landed on his ass or something, tripping over the ruts of the track.
Cool.
There's nothing.
Good thing you've got so many allies to protect you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Big Beastie playing the damsel again.
Okay. It's my turn on 20.
Okay.
Okay, so on my turn on 20. Oops, let me just do this. You notice
20 of his friends around the corner.
well,
Crawling down the walls.
not exactly 20,
But more than a few.
but you notice that
19.
another one of these sort of like sniffy woodlice sort of like hurdle round the top, moving at maximum speed, and arrives. Oh, sorry, my roll 20 went funny then. Hang on, I'm just putting the names on.
See, if you didn't kill it so easily, we could have you just had one.
No, you wouldn't have, just so you know. And yeah, there we go. Oops, don't want to move the map. I want to move this one. This one can't actually get up to you guys, but it's heading down in the same direction. It can only get to there because it started from further back. But this one is close enough. This sniffing woodlouse, Rurik, is close enough to attack you.
Yeah.
So I'm just reading something. I just need to see whether or not I need to do something. Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, so this first rust monster, as they are, this first sniffing woodlouse, doesn't actually bite Rurik. It comes pouring round the corner, and you notice that its antennae actually drops down, and it seems to be searching for anything metallic on you, Rurik. So what do you have on you that's actually metallic that it could find? That's it within it.
To me.
That's within its grasp.
It's Prince Albert.
Hello.
You're muted, dude.
Sorry.
I need to know anything that's metallic on you, but from biggest to smallest. So I don't want to know that you got a nail in your back pocket. I'm more interested. So are you? The first thing to do, you're not carrying a shield, are you?
No.
No. Do you have metallic armor on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But do you have a metallic weapon?
I have a battle axe.
Right. So that's majority.
I have a grappling hook too.
No, that's absolutely fine. So the first thing it goes for is that it goes to touch your what is it? Is it chainmail that you're wearing?
Scale mail.
Scale mail. So it goes to touch the metallic content of the scale mail. I'm going to roll a to hit roll for it. Oh no, sorry. You need to roll a dexterity saving throw. Okay, the DC for it is 11. Yeah, so it sort of like bends itself down, and you almost like feel your armor sizzle almost, but you just manage to get your legs out of the way of it as it touches, and as you notice that your leg armor slowly started to rust over, but you just managed to pull it out the way of these beasts' antennae just at the right moment. Any more, if you hadn't, that would have been it. Tenariel, you now are aware that there's something going on down here.
You boys.
Why don't you trip over?
I'll put my bag of nuts and berries away and I'll come and see what's going on.
Just before you do that, can you just make a perception roll for me?
Perception. 13.
Okay, as you move up, you move up to where you were now, you do get, just as you sort of like come round that corner to where you are, so like as you sort of like passed this part and sort of like went up, you're almost like caught in your peripheral vision to almost like I want to say yellow, but they're not amber eyes. Somewhere up this corridor, looking at you, definitely looking at you, and very small amber eyes.
Corridor.
Yeah, very small amber eyes. They weren't actually on the corridor. They weren't actually on the floor. They almost like appeared to be like halfway up the wall.
Right.
And you sort of like moved up and thought, hang on, what's that? But when you sort of like poke your head back round, you can't see. There's nothing there. You can't re-see them.
Mention to Aravol there may be something in the corridor to the right.
Cool. Do you want to stay where you are, or do you want to back up a bit?
I'll back down to here to see if I can see it.
Cool. Yeah, as far as you can see, you can't see anything up there. Right, Aravol, you are up.
All right. Acknowledging Tenario's warning, but seeing that she's watching the corridor.
Yeah.
He's going to step up next to Ashenik, give him a side glance, and say, that puff of smoke's a cute trick.
Do it again.
Cool. Which probably... Oh, yes, you're casting it on...
Well, no. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to make my attack on the one
that
on the
one,
right.
yeah, got ya,
I've got
yeah.
better direct, but it should hit both of them. As long as the attack hits,
Yeah.
the spell will affect both of them.
Cool. Yeah, go for it. So that's 18. Yeah, 18 hits. So is that that's 11 from
11 from the arrow attack,
yeah.
and then the 1d10 against both of them.
Yeah.
So I step up, make the comment to Ashenik, hears me mutter under my breath a little bit, fire off an arrow, and thorny vines sprout out of it to engulf both of them.
Yeah, excellent. They're still up, both of them.
Okay.
Okay, Ashenik, you are up.
Ashenik sees this attack happening and sort of like goes, pretty nice. Very, yeah, I like that.
Makes the whole cavern explode from up on the ship.
And he just makes a massive he's going to just stand there and because there's not much he can do. He can't squeeze past Aravol, I'm assuming he hasn't heard Tenario's comments that
you probably heard Tenariel say it, because she was. I think you were around about here, Tenariel, weren't you, when you said it?
I was right behind Aravol.
Yeah, so you would have heard her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a way? Having said that, is there a way to get past? Or
you can move through somebody else's square.
Okay.
You just can't land in it. You can't move through an enemy square. But so you can actually move through Aravol's square, but you can't stand in it at the end of your movement.
Assuming I'm friendly, I'll probably let you through.
Probably. So Ashenik, seeing that there's sort of like 4 out of the 6 guys there, there's nothing much he can do. He can't do anything else without seriously damaging everyone else. He's going to turn around and go and wander down towards Tenariel, see if she needs any help.
Cool. Okay, Julius, you are up.
I'm gonna move forwards over the dead corpse of this one here. I'm gonna move here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Smart man.
Thank you. I was like, finally, he's actually starting to realise. And I'm going to give it a scene 2.
Oh, nice
yeah.
Nice shot.
So, yeah, that's going to be 16.
Cool. And that one dies.
Woohoo!
And Rurik,
43.
your turn to fight.
If I cast Burning Hand this way, will it hit Jolie?
No. Do it this way.
if you cast it that way, it's not going to, because it'll go like that.
Yeah.
That's what it'll do.
Cast Burning Hand.
Cool. Let's just check my immunities. Cool. Excellent. What's my
13.
Yeah, 13. Do you say? Yeah. Cool. Let me just add that on. So that's 7 points. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Okay, Bazooka, you are up.
You can do it. You can do it.
Bazooka is gonna charge up. Okay.
Yeah, so hang on. If you just move back a square, I'll just move back a square. No, onto be up one. There, and I'll just move him there. There you go.
Brilliant.
It's like a game of chess.
It is, yeah. Very much so.
Bazooka's he's got up and he's like, "Wah!" And he's charged it. He's charged it, and he's seen that these are pretty squishy, and thinking that he can,
19 will hit it.
He's thinking he can kill it outright.
15. Let me just check. Yeah, 15 will hit it as well.
So the 19, 6,
Yep.
and 5.
Cool. Excellent. Okay, Sniffy Woodlice Tarn. So who's got the biggest load of metal on them?
That's a very coy question there.
Because I am pretty much made of metal.
Right, okay then. So this thing turns round and lunges itself at you, Julius, with its antennae. So can you make a dexterity saving throw, DC 11?
I'm always going to do this.
If it move out from my range, do I get opportunity attack?
Well, you don't have a melee weapon out.
Yeah.
So you failed that, yeah?
Yeah. And there goes all my armor.
Yeah, all your armor dissolves around you. Okay, then. So what happens
Now I'm just
is that
a man.
it goes to touch your legs on your armor, and you don't. Even though you tried desperately to move out the way because you thought it was going to go for Rurik again, but it turns around really quickly and sort of like touches your legs with its antennae, and all of a sudden you see your leg armor just completely rust from the legs upwards. Okay, and it's almost like your plate just dissolves and falls off. And it even starts to come through to your chainmail underneath your plate. And you feel it's just sort of like erode and goes off. So now your armor class is -1 to your armor class. Because you don't have that armor. To actually replace it, you would have to buy completely new chainmail bottoms. For want of a better word. Okay, Tenariel, you are up.
I'm going to step across to here. As a Shenik gets close, I'll tell him, I thought I saw something coming down the track.
A putty
I
cat.
saw glowing eyes.
Yeah, okay. Just make a perception roll,
That's all I can
please.
see. I'll also draw my mace.
Cool.
Perception.
He didn't see a putty.
11.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Okay, Ervol, you're up.
All right, I see a Shenik turn and follow Tenario.
Yeah.
So he's gonna turn back and fire a shot from where he's at that last slouch, almost casually.
Yeah.
Before stepping down to follow him.
Yeah, that flies over Bazooka's head, but it doesn't actually hit the rust monster. You
Okay.
figure that the actual angles are actually wrong there. You know, to actually even to try to get through Bazooka and Rurik, but you sort of like let it loose. It looks quite fancy, but you notice that it just skims past the rust monster, Julius. Okay, Ashenik.
Ashenik is sort of like goes, okay, that's fine, and will move sort of like around to about here and start peering up the corridor, the mine shaft.
Cool.
To see if you can see any sign of anything.
Okay, just make your perception roll for me. And while you're doing that, we're coming back to Julius. Ashenik looks the wrong way. Ashenik is actually looking at you, Tenariel. Just so like, no, I see nothing up the tunnel.
I see someone looking at me.
Yeah, Tenariel actually takes Ashenik's head and goes, no, that way.
As she does that, my head may be turning, but his eyes are still.
Yeah, or
doing
it's one of those things that you've got your hood up. And you're just like, oh, I can't see anything. But you've turned your head inside your hood. So you're actually looking at the inside of your hood instead. Julius, sorry.
I'm really annoyed. Like, almost like really annoyed. Almost like pure British annoyance.
How dare you? How very dare you?
At my armor being taken away from me.
What about that stiff upper lip you're always talking about?
To take a line to take a line from a song, so like to touch me. Come on. Let's see if I can get my antenna in between your sword and my body as you swing.
Bad talk.
Right.
And it just as I'm swinging it, it's like, and your sword's gone.
So just so you know, I just need to get I'm just rolling 1d20. So I need to get higher than your to hit roll. So you're 16, so I just need to get higher than that. Oh yeah, no, I don't. I just think it would be an exit rule, but it's not a rule, unfortunately. But I do think that would be an. I had visions of you sweeping at it, and the rust monster just touch your sword, and as your sword came near to the rust, it just dissolves.
Just shatters.
It just dissolves into rust and goes, and that would be it. You would be.
I would actually shed a tear.
Oh my!
Seeing that. It's touching all of his armor and stuff, and his sword's part of his armor.
Okay, so you do manage to whack it and bypass the antennae, and it actually sort of like dies at your feet. Julius, can you just make a Julius, Bazooka, and Rurik? Can you make perception rolls, please?
Okay.
But I don't want to.
Yes, I can.
Meh.
It's not bad. Especially for you.
God.
It's half and half.
Just 1 second. I'm nearly there. I just need to get the dragon on. Sorry.
Comes through the roof.
The tunnel dragon just breathes flame.
Well,
right at
21. So Rurik, you see you hear and see nothing. Where was Sprocketeer? Yours was 11. Shenik, yours was
awful.
6. Yeah. You were fighting the other 20. Okay then. So Julius and Bazooka. You can see up here. Oh, several things. Can you see this item here? Sorry, my fault.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's actually a barrel. That you notice that the banding has been dissolved from it, but the barrel is still intact, and all you can see sort of like sticking out of it and sticking on the floor as it's sort of like cascaded out are the wooden bits of things like pickaxes and spades. So all that's left is that. You also notice that as you carry on down this track, so down this way, you notice that the track slowly disappears, and all you're left with are sort of like the sleepers, and that's it. Hang on, just move yourself back, Julius, because something's going to happen. Okay, and can you see this buffer here?
Yeah.
The metal tops. The metal buffer tops, you know, that would actually stop a wagon, are actually no longer there, and it's just sort of like the wooden parts of it. And you can also see just here, it's not on the map because I couldn't get it to look right. There's a wagon, and it's just on the ground, on the track, and it looks like the bogey's gone from it, as if it's been rusted away, and that's it. You know, so it's as if the bogey, the wheel underneath has just been destroyed, and it's just sort of like going boom down on the train track. The other thing is what you can hear more rapid, and I mean rapid, scampering coming from the end of this corridor, and it sounds very much like the sniffing woodlice that you heard before, but it's almost extremely rapid, as if something's running, you know, and so like scurrying extremely quickly. And at the same time, Tenariel, you notice coming down this corridor, can you see those?
Nope.
I'll move them, don't worry, because you can see them.
Just something. Oh, yeah, I can see that.
You see them now?
Yes.
They seem to be, and you've seen something like this before. You saw them in Betic's Manor, and they seem to be little imp-like creatures, and they're sort of like jumping and skipping, and you can see that they've got sort of like amber eyes. And the interesting things with these is that as they're running, they seem to be dissolving in dust behind themselves. I'm not too sure whether or not that makes sense, but you know, rather than leaving a smoke trail, it's almost like leaving a dust trail, and they're sort of like laughing and skipping towards you, and you notice that they've got wings, and it's almost as if they're running in order to get speed to take off. And you notice that they have got these amber eyes.
If I have the opportunity, I will call out incoming.
Okay, so all of a sudden, Julius, Rurik, and Bazooka and Erevol, sorry, you hear incoming. Sorry, you hear incoming. Like that.
I can't do a high voice.
From Tenariel at the other direction.
I shout back out, maybe also incoming.
And just, I'm not going to ask you guys to re-roll your initiatives, because technically this is a new combat. And I've got new things coming in. So if you could re-roll your initiatives.
If this is a 1, I quit.
One. Oh!
There's a 1 in it.
Seven. 7. Ooh, dust imps. I'll call them dust imps.
Yeah. Cryptex.
7.
He did say he might disappear. He has internet or power problems, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, guys, thank you for that initiative roll. And because we are going to end it there for tonight, mainly because the next combat will probably take us well over, and
You need to fix the.
yeah, sorry, he's restarting. He's coming back in, and then he'll everything will reorganize. And Cryptex has to go at half past in any case, because he's going somewhere at 4 o'clock, which seems really strange when he says it like that. Because it's all like
4 o'clock in the morning.
at 4 o'clock. You know, so if you're watching the stream, don't worry, it'll sort itself out. The cameras will sort itself out pretty soon. I'm sure as Cryptex comes back in, he's had a power bump. And he's just restarting it. And then we're
in
guys,
2 different places at once.
yeah. So hopefully he's going to come back and fill the right box, and everybody just fits into the right. He says hopefully, fingers crossed. And then we can. So guys, we will start off next week at this precise moment. So almost like nice, I like it. 2-way attack. Sudden storm knocked out. Wow. I'm just talking to him, and then if not, I'm going to I'm just going to work some magic if I can.
Oh yeah. Do you have your last like a 5-man cam thing?
It's alright. I'm prepared. He's almost back.
Oh, okay.
But if not, I am prepared.
Just such an occasion.
Yes, I'm always prepared for such occasion. Let's see if he comes back. But if not, I'm going to whiz over just to the Zoom with no background, so we can just see the Zoom things and nothing else. And then you can do your outro, and then that's it. I'm sure he'll be back shortly. Nice dancing, Dig. You seem very low in the Zoom box. I don't know what you've been doing, Julius. You seem incredibly low.
I'm just laid back.
Oh, right.
He's been relaxing in his Marvel pajamas.
I have, yeah.
It turns out that his armor is like made on stilts.
Is it what?
He's really just like a tiny little rock gnome inside this little armor.
Yeah, he turns out he's no taller than me.
I'm just trying to get
A little hatch on his breastplate to reveal the cockpit.
Yeah.
And it's just like lots of cogs and wheels and like things, and it goes.
I'll just post it again in Zoom for him.
Men in Black.
And he's wearing and he's wearing like a little Power Rangers outfit.
And it's actually just tighty whities as well.
No, I don't. There's
Just
too
hanging
much
out
now.
bulge.
Too much. Far too much information now.
Do they still issue them?
No, the black whiteys, tighties.
I don't know. I don't need to know this.
Still issue long johns in the army.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really asked for them in a long time. I think they still do.
I was going to say because when I left, I still had. Well, when I joined, they issued me 4 I think it were, and when I left, I had 2.
Yeah. Well, I'll find out when I'm away for 6 months.
Okay.
Oh, what? Are you going somewhere nice? Oh, sorry, you can't tell us, otherwise you have to kill us. I remember now.
It's not exactly warm.
Cornwall?
Yeah.
That's not warm at all.
Yes, he's back.
There we go.
Yeah.
And we do have uniformed people around.
It only
so...
took so long because I had to dig through the chat to find the Zoom link.
I just put it right at the end.
Everyone can see it.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm going to clear the chat. No, nobody's planning on coming in. Excellent. So, thank you. If you've been watching the stream tonight, thank you very much for coming along and enjoying it. At the end, I always like to have a quick whip round so people can say where you can find them and before next week's Dungeons and Dragons game. So, we'll start off with Sprocketeer. Whereabouts can we find you?
Hi, I'm Sprocketeer. You can find me here on a Saturday. Sunday mornings, we do Curse of Strahd, 1 p.m.
Is it Fuzzy Mushroom?
Fuzzy Mushroom Blue. But we're not doing it tomorrow because he's taking his wife out because it's their wedding anniversary.
Oh!
You just can't find dedicated GMs anymore.
I just don't believe that. His wife should have been satisfied to actually play the game.
Well, she does. She's playing the same scenario, but in a different group.
So selfish, these people.
So she can't play our group because we're ahead of her group.
That's because you keep getting killed, Skag.
I forgot to tell you. I was playing my character's ghost last session.
Wow.
And I possessed someone else. And while I was possessed, he got killed. So I died when I was dead.
So you lost your host.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay then. And I think do you play on Skagga's stream on Monday?
Sorry. Yeah, we've got Mithras on Monday night, I think. And,
yeah.
Skagga's first edition AD&D at 11 p.m.
Which is Village of
Hamlet.
Okay,
yes.
I'm going to go straight to Cryptex now. Just in case he disappears. Yeah, go for it.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Cryptex. You can find me on my channel. Play a couple of variety streams, usually Saturday and Sunday mornings. I'm also eagerly awaiting the release of Wild West Online. As soon as that comes out, that's going to be the main game that we will be seeing me
Cool.
stream. And you can also find me at Cryptex_81 on Twitter, where I try to keep everything updated if I'm going to have extra streams during the week.
Excellent, and that's a shout out. Was it Red Dead Redemption? I used to play that game, but I was so bad at it.
That was a good game.
There's a YouTube video of me that I was so far in the past. The only way I could video it was to actually point my video camera at the TV screen as I played it. That's what level it was at, and I spent a lifetime trying to get on and off my horse, and that was it. So, Longshank CPG.
Hi guys, I'm Longshank CPG. You can find me generally chilling around in Will's channel most of the time. I will be playing Mithras, or endeavouring my best to get there for the beginning of Mithras on Monday. And then I will be in again on Tuesday for Shadowrun, once again on Will's amazing channel. And yeah.
Fantastic. And Flat Battery.
Hi guys, my name is Flat Battery. You can find me on my channel, Flat_Battery, on Twitch. I perceive myself as a variety streamer, but really, I'm more of a PUBG streamer right now, and I'll be streaming that after this.
Brilliant. And Big Beastie.
I am Big Beastie, and you can find me on my own channel, Big Beastie, with all the links in the under the thingy mabob at the bottom of the thing.
Yeah, all done for you.
Also, you can find me here on Monday playing Mithra, and a Tuesday playing Shadowrun, and obviously
I need a game for Wednesday, don't I? That's
yeah,
what and a game for Thursday, and a game for Friday.
Tiddlywinks.
Tiddlywinks, yeah.
My time in Cryptex, Flat Battery, and in Will's streams, watching them make fools of themselves.
Excellent.
That's what we're good at.
Yeah. And finally, Clout.
Clout, you can find me in this nice game of Winworld. And on the chats, the restreamer there is not here. Hopefully we see each other next week. And I become the real thing because everybody armor will be rusted.
Yeah. You'll have to. You might have to think of a new name to call Julius. Maybe Rusty.
Rustman.
Yeah, just Rusty.
Rusty Rosie.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to get a chance to talk to him about that before we broke, but I'll have to remember it for next week.
Yeah. So anyway, my name's Inwills. You have been watching Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition in the Search of Silver. Yes. Exploring Whittaker Mine. If you've missed any of tonight's stream, then don't worry. The video will be up on YouTube as soon as I get it organised. So you'll be able to go back and watch it again and just do what I do and zip over all the boring bits and get to the exciting bits. So we will be back next Saturday for the continuing adventure of Dungeons and Dragons. I will be streaming tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock BST time when we're going to be playing some Elder Scrolls. And then Monday, Mithras, which is like RuneQuest 6. And then Tuesday, Shadowrun. So if you haven't pressed that follow button, then do it now because it's worth coming back. It really is worth coming back. Okay, it only remains for me to say in my normal way, have fun, guys. And I'll catch you all later. And until then, I would like to make sure that you are all well and truly waffled. Have fun, guys. Bye.
Bye.